Government collects 2.5 trillion rupiah from digital value added tax. Jakarta Governor Anies Baswedan invites Singaporean investors for 2 infrastructure projects. Hello, good evening. Market Headlines is ready to provide you a number of information from business, economic, and capital market sector. And as the pandemic is still ongoing, we will provide you the latest COVID-19 information. Please stay safe by taking some simple precautions, such as physical distancing, wearing a face mask, avoiding crowds, cleaning your hands, and having less mobility. With me, Wicky Adrian. This is Market Headline. The Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy ensures that the government continues to strengthen preparations for opening international entrants. The Tourism Minister stated that strict health protocols were an absolute requirement for foreigners visiting Indonesia.
The policy of opening access for foreign tourists is certain to adopt a strict health protocol policy. Especially on October 14, 2021, foreign tourists have been allowed to visit Bali. Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy Sandiaga Uno explained several requirements that must be met by foreign tourists to come to Indonesia, such as a visa, negative COVID-19 results through a PCR test, proof of complete vaccination, and health insurance with a minimum coverage value of $100,000.
Pengetatan persyaratan perjalanan internasional yang dilakukan sebelum dan saat kedatangan harus dipenuhi oleh wisatawan mancanegara negara yang nanti akan dipilih, termasuk pre-departure requirement, visa, dan mereka adalah di kategori low risk, hasil negatif COVID-19 dan tes PCR, sampelnya diambil maksimum 3 kali 24 jam, bukti vaksinasi lengkap. Sekali lagi, bukti vaksinasi lengkap, asuransi kesehatan dengan nilai pertanggungan minimum $100.000 dan mengunduh dan menginstall aplikasi Peduli Lindungi yang juga sudah terintegrasi.
The government has opened access for 19 countries to visit Indonesia. The granting of permits to 19 countries was carried out in accordance with World Health Organization standards, where the number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 was at levels 1 and 2 with a low positivity rate. From Jakarta, Rahajo Patmo for IDX Channel.
The Ministry of Finance revealed that state revenues from digital value added tax reached 2.5 trillion rupiah. This revenue is obtained from companies with the status of trading through electronic systems such as Netflix and Shopee.
Special staff of the Ministry of Finance Justinus Prastowo said state revenues from digital value-added taxes such as Netflix, Shopee reached 2.5 trillion rupiah. Realization of revenue comes from 83 companies with a status of trading through electronic systems. The government collects VAT on 83 companies that trade through the electronic system based on the Minister of Finance Regulation number 48 of 2020. In the same regulation, the government has also regulated income tax for business entities that trade through the electronic system. However, the income tax has not been implemented because it is still waiting for the results of the global consensus that can be implemented. According to Justinus, government in various countries are still facing challenges regarding grey international regulations regarding digital taxes, such as where taxes can be collected and what the government will tax. IDX Channel reports.
The Minister of Public Works and Public Housing, Basuki Hadimulyono, said that until September 2021, the realization of the 1 Million Houses program had reached 763,000 units. This realization is better than last month's 515,107 units. During 2015 to 2019, 4.7 million units of houses have been realized. Basuki ensured that the government will continue to pursue the realization of the program to accelerate access to livable housing. Basuki says that building livable houses could contribute to poverty alleviation, including reducing stunting, because livable houses are equipped with sanitation and easy access to clean waste. Meanwhile, he revealed that Indonesia still has challenges in building livable houses, where currently the percentage of importages in Indonesia to the national GDP is still low compared to other countries, which is only 2.9%. On to global update, Microsoft is shutting down its social network LinkedIn in China. Meanwhile, Pakistan International Airlines has suspended flights to Kabul after interference by Taliban authorities. More stories on today's International Minute.
Microsoft is shutting down its social network LinkedIn in China, saying having to comply with the Chinese state has become increasingly challenging. It comes after the career networking site faced questions for blocking the profiles of some journalists. LinkedIn will launch a jobs-only version of the site, called InJobs, later this year, but this will not include a social feed or the ability to share or post articles. Pakistan International Airlines has suspended flights to Kabul after what it called heavy-handed interference by Taliban authorities. The suspension on Thursday took place as the Taliban government ordered the airline, the only international carrier operating regularly out of the Afghan capital, to cut ticket prices to the levels of before the fall of the Western-backed Afghan government in August. The route will remain suspended until the situation becomes conducive. Inflation at the wholesale level rose 8.6% in September compared to a year ago, the largest advance since the 12-month change was first calculated in 2010. The Labor Department reported Thursday that the monthly increase in its Producer Price Index, which measures inflationary pressures before they reach consumers, was 0.5% for September, compared to a 0.7% gain in August. Coldplay's next tour will partly be powered by a dance floor that generates electricity when fans jump up and down and pedal power at the venues. It's part of a 12-point plan to cut their carbon footprint, 2 years after the band pledged not to tour until they could do so in a more sustainable way. Singer Chris Martin told the BBC in his first interview about the plans that fans will be on kinetic flooring. IDX Channel reports.
Market Headlines will be right back after the break. Stay tuned.
Gak terkenal, mahal. Ini yang berkelas dan berkualitas. Apa itu? Playbox All-in-One TV Android Box.
Satgas COVID-19 tetap mengingatkan agar masyarakat tetap disiplin dalam menegakkan protokol kesehatan.
Pemerintah akan melakukan upaya terbaik untuk memvaksinasi sebanyak mungkin orang dan secepat mungkin.
Kementerian Perdagangan optimistis target pemerintah untuk membuat 30 juta UMKM go digital bisa tercapai di akhir tahun 2023. Wisata Bali dan Labuan Bajo hingga saat ini masih menjadi favorit.
seiring meluasnya cakrawala investasi di tengah pasar saham yang dinamis. Analisa mendalam diperlukan untuk menemukan saham berorientasi value yang menghasilkan kinerja yang tinggi. IDX Channel akan mengulas isu pasar dan pergerakan saham terkini. Saksikan ulasannya bersama analis terpercaya hanya di IDX Channel. Welcome back. Indonesia's trade value with Latin America and the Caribbean reached $8.25 billion in 2020. The data was conveyed by Foreign Minister Retno Marsudi at the Indonesia, Latin America and the Caribbean Business Forum 2021.
Indonesia's trade with Latin America and the Caribbean has moved in a positive direction, with the total trade value reaching $8.25 billion in 2020, Foreign Minister Retno Marsudi said. The total trade value reflected an increase of 6.45% from 2019.
Indonesia trade with Latin America and the Caribbean is also moving in a positive trajectory. In 2020, Indonesia total trade with the region reached $8.25 billion, and this is a 6.45% increase from $7.75 billion in 2019. This provides a prime momentum that we must take advantage of to expedite recovery and revive our economies post-COVID-19. However, we must make serious strides towards safely reopening of our borders.
She then outlined ways to strengthen Indonesia's economic relations with Latin America and the Caribbean. First, the two regions need to reopen their borders to facilitate economic and business activities through travel corridor arrangements. Second, Indonesia wishes to deepen cooperations with Latin America and the Caribbean in the creative industry, digital economy and connectivity as an innovative solutions to accelerate economic recovery. IDX Channel reports.
Jakarta Governor Anies Baswedan has invited investment from Singaporean investors for two infrastructure projects: the development of open space facilities at Fatmawati MRT station and transit facilities in Pegangsaan 2. He made the offer during an online seminar held by the Jakarta Provincial Government, which was attended by representatives of the Ministry of Investment and the Indonesia Investment Promotion Center in Singapore. Moreover, the governor also assured that bureaucratic reforms have made the ecosystem of investing and opening a business in Jakarta more conducive. Hence, he considers Jakarta to be one of Singapore's strategic partners. Meanwhile, to encourage investment that can provide sustainable benefits, he said his administration is committed to offering the best service to investors. Bank of Indonesia and Bank of Japan signed the extension of the bilateral swap agreement. The agreement enables Indonesia to swap rupiah to US dollar and or Japanese yen up to 22.76 billion US dollar.
Bank of Indonesia and Bank of Japan signed the extensions of the bilateral swap agreement that is valid from October 14, 2021. As the earlier agreement, the cooperation enables Indonesia to swap rupiah to US dollar and or Japanese yen with the same swap facility up to 22.76 billion US dollar or equivalent to Japanese yen. Indonesia and Japan believe that the BSA extensions can aid in bolstering financial cooperations between both countries. Bank of Indonesia's Communications Department Director Muhammad Nur added that such a cooperation can contribute to financial stability either at the regional or global scale. Indonesia and Japan refers to the bilateral agreement on currency exchange between Bank of Indonesia and Bank of Japan in swapping rupiah to US dollar or Japanese yen as the second line of defense in maintaining external security. The BSA of Indonesia and Japan was first inked on February 17, 2003 and was then extended on October 14, 2018 with a 3-year validity period. IDX Channel reports.
OJK's chairman of the Board of Commissioner, Wimbo Santoso, mentioned that the trend of credit restructuring continued to decline. Previously, OJK has extended the credit restructuring policy to March 31st, 2023. Wimbo said the latest figure for credit restructuring was at 720 trillion rupiah. Moreover, in supporting economic recovery, OJK is committed to continuing to encourage the revival of sectors affected by the pandemic.
Pada tahun 2021 ini dapat kami sampaikan restrukturisasi kredit posisi terakhir mencapai 744,75 triliun, ya, di mana tren restrukturisasi kredit ini terus melandai, ya, dan bahkan kita harapkan angka terakhir sudah lebih rendah dari itu. Pemulihan ekonomi pada sektor yang terdampak langsung oleh pandemi, ya, ini terus akan kami pantau dan restrukturisasi akan tetap kami lakukan, dan bagaimana kita bisa memberikan top up pinjaman kepada sektor-sektor tersebut.
Stay with us because Market Headlines will be right back after this quick break.
Jika Anda adalah investor saham, Anda mendapat keuntungan di antaranya capital gain, yaitu keuntungan dari selisih harga beli dan harga jual saham. Dividen, yaitu pembagian laba kepada pemegang saham. Keuntungan lainnya, investor bisa memperoleh pendapatan tambahan dengan meminjamkan sahamnya melalui layanan pinjam meminjam efek atau PME. Apa itu PME? PME merupakan pinjaman efek sementara berupa saham dari investor untuk keperluan penyelesaian transaksi bursa. Apa saja manfaat yang didapatkan? Investor memperoleh keuntungan. Investor tetap dapat menerima dana sebagai pengganti dividen jika ada pembagian dividen saat sahamnya sedang dipinjamkan. Pendapatan yang diterima investor dari layanan PME dapat digunakan untuk membayar biaya penyimpanan saham. Saat nilai saham turun, investor tetap dapat memperoleh pendapatan hingga mengurangi potensi kerugian. Dan yang terpenting, KPEI menjamin pengembalian saham yang dipinjamkan sesuai waktu yang telah ditentukan. Menarik bukan? Prosesnya sangat sederhana. Investor cukup menghubungi perusahaan sekuritas dan menandatangani formulir perjanjian PME. Selanjutnya, jika terdapat kebutuhan penyelesaian transaksi bursa oleh peminjam, saham yang akan dipinjamkan diserahkan kepada KPEI melalui perusahaan sekuritas. Setelah proses PME selesai, maka KPEI akan mengembalikan saham yang telah dipinjamkan dan memberikan pendapatan kepada investor melalui perusahaan sekuritas. Segera hubungi perusahaan sekuritas Anda, Customer Care KPEI, atau kunjungi website kami untuk mengetahui layanan PME. PME. Pinjamkan sahamnya, dapatkan manfaatnya.
We're on the last segment at the Jakarta Composite Index intraday movement. Earlier today, JCI was open at the level of 6,614.48. Then approaching the closing time of the first session, the index was on the level of 6,589.35. Then the index was showing strengthening trend by the second session closing time. Index was closed at the level of 6,633.33. In short, JCI went up 0.11%. Moving on to top gainers and top losers, here are the key highlights from today's trading session. TBIG went up 2.85% to the level of 2,890 rupiah per share. ANTM went up 2.07% to the level of 2,470 rupiah per share. BRIS went up 1.91% to the level of 2,130 rupiah per share. BBRI went up 1.65% to the level of 4,320 rupiah per share. Meantime, the top losers for today's trading, we got BBNI went down 1.82% to the level of 6,750 rupiah per share. SMGR went down 1.68% to the level of 8,775 rupiah per share. INTP went down 1.3% to the level of 11,350 rupiah per share. BBCA went down 1.29% to the level of 7,650 rupiah per share. And next, we're going to see the intraday movement of rupiah towards US dollar. Opened at the level of 14,125. Rupiah was also showing strengthening trend towards US dollar. It was closed at the level of 14,011. In summary, rupiah went up 1.5%. Bank Mandiri has disbursed 114.58 trillion rupiah of financing to the micro, small and medium enterprises. This financing figure shows Bank Mandiri's commitment to support MSME sector in Indonesia.
The micro, small and medium enterprises is one of the sectors that has received serious attention from Bank Mandiri. This is reflected in the financing disbursed by the company in this sector, which reached 114.58 trillion rupiah as of August 2021. As EVP Micro and Consumer Finance of Bank Mandiri, Josephus Sri Prakoso said that the amount disbursed by the company is proof that the MSME sector is a leading sector. The financing grew by 18.52% from the same period last year. From this value, the distributions of financing made online has reached 22.9 billion rupiah, which was given to online sellers of e-commerce partners. Josephus added that currently the digital world continues to move in a more sophisticated direction. For this reason, business actors actively need to add knowledge and insight so they didn't fall behind or lose competitiveness. Moreover, the potential of the digital economy in Indonesia is still considered very large. For this reason, Bank Mandiri's digital services also continue to be developed for the convenience of customers in conducting transactions. IDX Channel reports.
Chandra Asri Petrochemical estimates that the company's revenue will grow in 2021. The company's management estimates that the revenue could reach 2.5 billion rupiah.
Petrochemical issuer Chandra Asri Petrochemical estimates that the company's revenue will grow in 2021. Director of Human Resources and Corporate Affairs of Chandra Asri, Sulianti, said the company estimates this year's revenue could reach 2.5 billion US dollar. This takes into account the improving performance during the first semester of 2021. He continued, the company's sales volume this year reached 1.1 million tons. The company's production capacity also increased by 93% compared to the same period last year, which was only 89%. Until first semester, revenue increased 50.4% to 1.26 billion US dollar. This was a result of higher average selling prices across all products, particularly for ethylene, polyethylene, and polypropylene, while sales volume continued to sell out. Meanwhile, the cost of revenue increased to $988.7 million as of June 2021 compared to $851.7 million in the same period last year. IDX Channel reports.
Adikarya posted a new contract value of 11.3 trillion rupiah until September 2021. The new contract rose 82.25% year-on-year.
Adikarya posted a new contract value of 11.3 trillion rupiah until September 2021. The value of this new contract rose 82.25% from 6.2 trillion rupiah in September 2020. Adikarya Corporate Secretary Farid Budianto said the value of this new contract came from various parties, with the majority coming from the private sector. The amount reached 6.32 trillion rupiah. The company stated that the new contracts from the government are worth 3.84 trillion rupiah, or 34% of the total. Meanwhile, contracts originating from fellow SOEs and regional-owned enterprises are around 1.13 trillion rupiah, or 10%. Based on business lines, new contracts are dominated by construction projects, reaching 91% of the total, and the value is equivalent to 10.28 trillion rupiah. The rest comes from property, about 8%, and other business lines. IDX Channel reports.
Step aside from market condition as the efforts in achieving herd immunity is still going on. Here is an update data about COVID-19 vaccinations in Indonesia. And the news close our market lines today. Please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, Your Trustworthy Economic, Business and Capital Market Channel. And to prevent of the spread of COVID-19, always wear a mask and get vaccinated immediately. Masks have been shown to reduce the risk of transmission of 80%, while vaccines minimize the risk of death by 73%. So let's wear a mask and get vaccinated, because masks and vaccines keep us healthy and happy. I'm Wicky Adrian. Have a nice evening and stay safe.
Dilihat dari sektor UMKM nampaknya sudah mulai terasa ya, Pak.
Ya, kalau kita lihat